So today we're going to look into how we can actually design something like this. So so let's start. So I've already created a project called I named it project 2. Then inside it we have CSS folder, and inside it also inside the parent folder we have the project 2.html file, and inside the CSS folder we have this style.css. So this is the HTML file and this is the style here. So there's nothing there yet. So the meta tag here is going to allow us to design. Is going to allow us to use media query to design our page for smaller screens. Um, okay, now now let's start. So for this website, for this page, we're going to see this in form of a container. So the header here should be inside the header. What I mean by the header here, from here to here, everything here, to the menu, to the reservation here. So let me just call it menus. So everything here will be inside the container, from this guy to the last guy here. So everything here will be inside the container. So then that will be the first container. That will be the first container. So now for the next container, I can call the other one a banner container also. So then we're going to have everything here. This guy, this big banner here, then this one and this one, everything will be inside another container. These and this will be inside another container, making two containers. Then the next container is going to have this guy from this place to the last guy here, making three containers. The next container is going to have this big banner here, making the fourth one. Then the next container is going to have this Instagrams logo here. Then the last one is going to have everything down here. Cool. So now there will now be an outermost container. The outermost container will be the parent container, is going to have this have the other containers um, embedded inside the parent container, or inside the parent container. So basically the parent container is going to have the container that is going to host these menus. The other container is going to host this guy here, and this one and this one. The other container is going to hold the next container is going to hold this everything here. The next container is going to that will hold this, and the next one that will hold the next container that will also hold this one, and also the last one that's going to hold the last container that's going to hold this. So there'll be a container, a parent container. The autonomous container is going to have all these container inside. Then each container is going to have the proper menus and the proper element inside it. Okay, now let's continue. So now let's start coding div. So there will be the class. Let's call it main. Let's assign a main container to it. Main container. Cool. So then inside the main, because this one will be the parent container. So all other containers are going to fall within. So then div again. So now this container here is going to contain all this menu from here to this line. This line. This line. Okay. So now let's name it header container. Cool. So then make sure. So then for the next container, I'm going to create now. So it's going to, the next container is going to have this and have this inside it. So let's go back. Div, then class. Let's, I don't know how, well, let's just name it banner container. Okay, it's fine. For the next container is going to have all this row. It's going to have all this row inside it. So now div, this class is called minerals container. So minerals, we need to have all these minerals inside it anyway. I just call it mineral. For the next container, calm down now, okay? Why is it that? Okay, div now. So class. Okay, for the next container is going to have this big banner. Let's call it taco container. For the next one, we're gonna have Instagrams instant. Let's call it instant grounds the container. Okay, and the last one container everything. So yes, div. Let's call it last container. Okay, the participants are correct. Okay, save. Okay, now let's start now for the body. The body elements. Let's set 0 to margin. Let's say margin 0. So this means that for the top, bottom, left and right, everything is already set to what? Top, bottom, left and right margin of the body. Everything is set to margin. Sorry. Then for the padding, everything is set to 0 rather. For the padding, everything also is set to 0. This for the padding top, left, padding top, padding left, padding bottom, padding right. For the body element, everything is set to 0. And let's give it a background color of purple. At least that looks alike with the with this one. The background is more kind of purple, so let's just go purple. So then make sure it's safe. So now let's try around that. Let's see. Boom. Okay. Let's go back to our code. So everything is looking nice now. So now we want to work on the header container. So now let's go back to our code, the design. So they said based on the design here, the header container contain all these guys with taco, beers, wines, and dessert reservations. Cool. Now how can we do this? So for each sub-containers, or for each student container, now this guy here, this is the parent container, main container is the parent container, it has student, right? So the students are header container, banner container, minerals container, taco container, Instagrams container, last container. So for each student container here, we're gonna have content. So we're going to have a like header container content, banner container content, minerals container content, taco container content, instant grams container content, last container content. So the reason why we want to have something like this, have content, is because we're going to see it. We're going to, as we continue, I'm going to see the reason. So okay, now for the main container, let's start that guy. Main container. So for the main container, first and foremost, to display the guy as flex. Okay. Afterwards, you can. Okay. What's in the guy as flex? You can tell us the flex direction. So the main container is already displayed as flex, right? Fine. So then the flex direction is going to be applicable, going to apply on the children containers. It's going to apply on the children container. That is, you are telling us, you've already said that the main container should be displayed as flex, and the student container should now be in what direction? So that is meaning of flex direction. So the flex direction will basically apply on the children of the parent container, which is the main container, which has main container class selector. So the flex direction. So if you check your design for each container here, for each container that contain each sections here, they are already displayed. They are displayed vertically, meaning color. They are displayed vertically. So now, so we're going to have column flex direction of the children should be column, that is one after the others, one after the other. There will be, this is the first container here, the second container, can you see it's vertical, one after the other. So it's vertically downward. So you can't write vertical, there's no value called vertical, we have column. Column is vertical anyway. So now that's fine. So I think we are good with that. So let's just give it a background just to track it, a background color. Let's just give it like red just to track it anyway. So I'm still going to remove it. So so the children of this main container, the children of this main container, or let's call it the parent container, is already they already have the uh, flex attributes or properties. So they already have the flex properties, right? So you don't need to, okay, let me just write this, either container either container the container contains, okay, and the container contains, am I right? Can just copy, oh okay, sorry, let me see. So I said for each container we're going to have content. For each student container I'm going to have a content. So let's have div, another div. So give it a class. So let's give it, so I'm going to give it the container contents. So that will be the class. You can copy it and let's tie it here. So now let me try. I want to explain something here. So I'm thinking why we don't use, instead of using either container content, why can't we use either container? So the reason is that we've already displayed the main container as flex, um, and the flex direction of the main container of the student divs inside the main container is going to be column, it's basically vertical. So what we're trying to say is that the student containers here, they already have the flex attribute, so there's no need of displaying them as flex again. So there's there's a reason why I created another container, either container content. This one doesn't have any flex attribute. So this this here doesn't have anything called flex. So it's just like normal div. But for the parent container and its children and its immediate children, like the header container, the banner container, next container, taco, Instagram, and last container, they already have the flex properties or flex attributes. So they are already flex anyway. They didn't just go in there. They already have that property called flex. So for the children, for this new div I just created now, which is inside the header container, doesn't have anything called flex at all. Doesn't have anything called, doesn't have the property called flex. So I'm going to just, we need to just assign or give it a flex property. So now let's display. So let's display that guy as flex. Okay, before we do that, let's copy the code. This what's it called? This taco BS blah blah blah. I have it somewhere inside my notes. think I have it somewhere. Okay, so I have it. So the former code. So now let's go back to our. We'll just minimize this. So minimize all this. So let's go back to our normal code. So paste this guy here. Okay. Sure. So so let's display this guy as flex now. But this one now has the flex property. So let's um, display as flex. So the children of this header container content, the children of this header container content are this are just highlighted now. So these are the children. These are the children rather. So we're going to also tell us the flex direction of the children. How it's going to look like. Do you want it to be roll or to be in vertical? So if you check the design, if you check the design, okay, let me start from the code. I said the children of this header container content, they have this, the taco, the beer, the wines, the certain reservation. Then if you check, we want to know the flex direction, right? We want to know how it flows or how it's been positioned. Is it vertical or row? So if you check the design, can you see it is row, that is horizontal. Can you see taco, beers, wine? So this is what we call row. It is row. So let's go back to our style and say that the children of either container contents, they are displayed as row. It is horizontal. Cool. So then if you observe there's space between, so you can just say justify with an attribute, a property called justify content, and say space around or space between. So then okay, so let's run and see. Let's see what we have so far. Okay, okay. So okay, it's looking nice. Now let's tie the A tag itself. So now the A tag is going to have color, text color of black. Yes, black. We don't want underline. There's decoration, none. We don't want underline.